What's up everybody? In this video I want to discuss Structure Free, a plugin that ships with Pro Tools, and it's a plugin that a lot of people overlook, but it's a pretty great plugin. Sure, it has some limitations, but we can work around those limitations. And what I want to talk about in this video, and what I want to show you in this video, is how to work with that plugin MPC style. You know, when I started making music back in the day, in the 90s, I learned how to use an MPC 2000 XL, but there is nothing better than to sit down in front of an MPC and make a beat. So now what we need to do, we need to create an instrument track. Once you create the instrument track, locate structure. Once you locate structure, what you want to do is you want to clear out whatever's in this window. So you want to right click and you want to remove all patches. Yes, and all patches are gone. The next thing, you want to find the sample you want to work with. As you can see, I've already did that before I started this video. So I have the workspace open. I've already searched through the folders and found the sample that I want to use. So how do you open this folder? You go to Windows and you come right here to New Workspace. That window is going to open up. You're going to locate the hard drive. You're going to locate the folder and you're going to select the file. One thing that's very important when doing this, you want to import your sample at its current tempo. Normally, when I'm working with the workspace and I'm making music using loops, I want to import the loops and I want them to match the tempo of my current session. And how do you do that? Over here, this little option here, if you click it, it turns green. That means whenever you import, it's going to import that sample at the current tempo. As of right now, I don't want that. I just want to import it and keep its original tempo. I want to drag this file right into Pro Tools. It's going to ask you import original tempo from file, and yes, import. And there you go. All right, so now that we have the sample that we want, let's listen to it. All right, so the next thing would be to chop it up, to cut it up into individual clips. And the way we go about doing that is Control A, it's going to open Beat Detective. What we want to do is we want to capture selection, make sure we're in clip separation, and then we want to analyze. As you can see, it's going to detect each transient. Once you make sure each marker is on the right place and you're happy, you want to come and click separate. And it's going to actually separate each individual clip. So let's close Beat Detective, and as you can see, everything is pretty much separated. All right, so once we separated each individual clip, the next thing would be to name them appropriately. And here's what I mean. If we open the clips window, there's nothing in there except the original clip. So in order to have these clips appear here, we need to label them. And let's start naming them. Now, of course, it's going to take a while to name all of these. So I'm going to stop the video and do that. Everything is named appropriately. Now check this out. Let's open the clip window again. We didn't have that before. That's why we need to name each individual clip. So let's close that. I want to explain something to you guys. In previous versions of Pro Tools, when I mean previous, I mean versions that didn't have AAX, versions that were RTAS only, we actually had this cool thing that you can actually separate all the clips and then you could just drag and drop. But when AAX XDK or the development came out, that all stopped. Believe it or not, the drag and drop in the previous versions was a bug. It wasn't supposed to do that. That's what I read. It was just a bug and people took advantage of that. So that was corrected. So now we're going to close structure since we can't import anything to it. We're going to go back to the clips window and I'm going to right click and I'm going to go right here to export clips as files. You want to locate the folder that you're working with. Let's do that. I already have it there, samples. So click that, set it to the appropriate settings, and export. So now that everything has been exported, now we're going to open structure. And we're going to go over here to the Browse tab. And what you want to do, I already have it. What you want to do is you want to locate that particular folder where you exported to. So you would use these functions here to do that. Or you can actually type the path here. But once you located that, what you want to do is you want to select everything in this list. So let's actually put it in order. As you can see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, all the way down to 32. You want to select the first one, then hold shift and click the last one and they're all selected. Then you want to drag them right to this window. And the only thing I changed, white keys only, press OK. And there you go, it's loaded. As you can see, it loaded the sample through these keys right here. So it's just like an MPC. When you load a sample, you can actually go through each individual pad and play around with that sample that you loaded. So it's very important that everything's loaded in order. So I can literally start playing the whole entire sample key by key. All right, so let's play around with this a little more. So if you have a question, post in the bottom. If you like the video, give me a thumbs up. If this is the first time watching one of my videos, press that subscribe button. This is Ray, and I'm out of here. The old trusty Mbox 2. I've been using this interface for so many years. It's not my main interface. It's just a secondary interface that I use to capture the audio for these videos.